Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are in Thavnair, yeah, to meet Nidana the alchemist for trial because she has a task for someone with the echo who can fight. Estinian, how do we continue? That Matsya fellow you were helping, he's Akasadora, is he not? Apparently it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is this perpetrator's aim, it does stand to reason that Akasadora would be their primary target. For 'tis the faith of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd best go after him. Akyali lies to the west, as I recall, the same direction as Kryle's acquaintance, incidentally. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. Oh yeah, off screen I did a bunch of fades and then bought the riding map for Thavnair so we can ride a bit quicker. You do not see Matsya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. That's not him. You do not see Matsya from here either.
No! Leave me alone! Help! Somebody! Help!
Matsya's voice. Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here? I see you found them in time. You and your friends came to look for me. I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest. Think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We heard that the Akasadora were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others. But fishing is all we know. The ocean all we have. I see. It's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. 'Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to call that tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means. But they're not true divinities, they're monstrous imitations that bring only death. To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and fully justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time, we may be forced to be content with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Will thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature? You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish? But to answer your question, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller, and I ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please come to our village. We're good, God-fearing folk, all of us. We're good, God-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge and fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Akyali? Sure, let's go. Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. So 'tis the simulacra of Thavnairian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The Kitnatanish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods. Like as not, as you said, we do well to study their religious traditions. To Akyali. Familiar though I am with the myths and legends of this island, to hear them spoken from heirs of this storied heritage gives them new life. A charming little village, shame about the hideous tower. Mark you had platform out on the water. A summon of shrine, perhaps? Perhaps? Welcome to Akyali, my friend. The name is White Beach, and there isn't much here save that. But please, make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga and old Hasveda. They're free at the moment, as it happens. Kanga. Huh? You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most on fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. No, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups, the Manusya, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and Murga, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, much like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience. By heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then and listen. In ancient times, the Manusya and the Murga, deities who look like man and beast respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of a Manusya, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusia coveted the might of Amerga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods, possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusia have worn animal faces, and the Murga the limbs of man. Alright. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust? Yeah. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, we would like to see it. They are Manusia. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. Yeah, the Mago sisters. The center one is the eldest, the Cinderuva, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sanderuva. As a goddess of wealth, she counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Minderuva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts, and so is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Manusia, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life. And what of the Murga, if I may ask? The Murga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaja's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Akasodara. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too? It said when an ancestor of a satrap, that's the ruler of Razatan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legends hold that, if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our effort to deal with the tower. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sort out Kryle's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nidana. According to Kryle's notes, we had to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. So we go. Except we don't. We need to talk with him once again. Did you say you're going to see Nidana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful. Kind and understanding. Did I say she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. Those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Bit of a crush. Great Works is that building to the left here. Not the tower in the distance, but the other one. If there was a battle, there's a conspicuous lack of blood. In such manner did we find them. What could have befallen these people? What in the world? Still alive?
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
All right.
People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Okay. Bit weird how they just... Wait, scales? We can work again! Up, 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 up.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people?
We are sent by Kryl.
Of course. You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Not enough sleep, my friend.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Ah,
Now, see here.
the zombies are
Come
coming.
along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Prayer.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
It is said that shellfish is ideal for those who have suffered blood loss. Maybe we should acquire some from Matzia. For Estinian, you mean? Oh, for the days when I enjoyed such fervent adoration. But on this occasion, I am glad to entrust the burden of popularity to Estinian. Throw him under the bus. Pray, pay me no mind. I am here that I may be of service. Nothing more. Varshan sounded pretty emotionless for what appears to be a child. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Kryl herself has tidied up with another investigation, Desiree is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans which will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify these protective properties through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talismans. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light comes in. What exactly is it that you need me to do? Nothing complicated, I assure you. We only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. Okay. In that case, Urianji and I will find other ways to make yourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you're ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Works and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. The Drunken Deeper. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night. The Drunken Deeper. A deeper is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of aether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Commence etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you're not the subject. Follow the Drunken Deeper's lead and try not to fall behind. Please stand back. Ready for discharge something. You are struck by a powerful blast of aether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Please stand back. Ready to discharge. You're struck by another powerful blast of aether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. You are struck by yet another powerful blast. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject fortitude rated, impressive. No irregularities, confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. You are struck by the strongest blast of aether yet, but survive completely unscathed. Etheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humors. Oh, you've returned, and not on your knees, a promising sign. But come, let me take the deeper of your hands. Is this actually a minion, by the way? Thank you. I will replenish its aether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? I'm absolutely fine. When the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt, there's no risk that the tower will corrupt your aether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Ah, you are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talismans require the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it. Spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With a recent spate of kidnappings, however, the XIV travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. Sure? I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kadyaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of a great work. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we are being followed. Look out this way! Gods, that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work... thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You alright, I hope? No problem here. Good, good. Let's continue then. It isn't far now. Just through these pillars and up the rise. And here we are, Kadyaya's footsteps. Kadyaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, footsteps, probably? They come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting it once, if you would be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Sightseeing point is up there, but I probably need to be able to fly to get there. Standing out.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen?
Owen.
Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Yeah. Voice actor change for reasons. I have enough spirit read to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the Great Work, shall we? And here I end this episode. And next time we continue in the Great Works. And yeah, see where it leads. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.